Welcome to Gentle Yoga. We're going to start today in constructive rest, also sometimes called active rest. And I'll talk you into getting into that posture the way that I learned it, bit by bit. Some folks simplify it maybe a bit too much by just saying plant your feet, let your knees lean in. And the way I learned it is a little more detailed way to come into the posture. So first, draw your knees towards your chest and just move your legs around, kind of letting them float in the hip sockets, just some gentle loosening and opening here, just kind of exploring, feeling what's going on in your hips and legs. And then one foot at a time, you're just going to let the soles of your feet plop down onto the floor. So plop one and plop the other. And then we want to have our knees leaning in towards each other and our legs be as passive as possible. So reposition your feet bit by bit, turning your toes in and your heels out so that your knees lean towards each other. And just see how much you can reduce any sensation of effort in your legs and have them leaning in like that with your feet planted. And then bring your hands to the bottom of your ribs. So like the bottom rib crossing the palm. So your fingers rest on your stomach and your thumbs rest on your ribs. So your wrists are long and open, your elbows are resting on the ground. So what this posture does is give us a nice amount of grounding contact and some passive relaxed opening for shoulders and hips. You can close your eyes if you want and notice your breath. And just this noticing invites the breathing to get deeper and slower. Feeling your contact with the ground. The way that contact changes with the movements of your breathing. Take in your surroundings, whatever ways they're touching upon any of your senses. Here we've got a lot of wind registering to my senses. Just notice whatever's going on around you, situating yourself in your practice space. And then scan your body to take in what's going on internally, noticing how everything feels, particularly noting anything that is feeling off, not feeling so good today. So you can remember to keep those parts of you in mind during practice, knowing you can skip or modify any part of this. And let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. And start to move around little by little, maybe wiggle the knees back and forth. Start to move your hands and your arms. Let the movements grow bigger and bigger, just whatever movements your body is wanting here. Coming out of stillness. Yeah, maybe those movements include the big yawn. Let's take some big stretches. Hug your knees. And then inhale, reach your arms and legs all the way out. Get nice and long. Exhale, curl up and hug your knees again. And after your next exhale, let's extend the right leg down along the mat. Hold the left knee with your right hand. Reach your left arm out to the side, palm up. See if you can keep your shoulders grounded as you draw your knee over to the right, turn your head to the left. Come back to center, and let's do it the other way. Draw the right knee in, extend the left leg and the right arm. Draw your knee to the left and turn your head to the right. Come back to center. Hug both knees again. And just explore movement, rock or roll, massaging your back against the ground. And then let's sit up. You could tip onto one side and press your hands to the floor to lift up, or you can hold your legs and rock back and forth. Get comfortable, sit however you want, whatever works for you today. Feel your contact with the ground and think about the whole length of your spine. This helps us to sit tall, not rigid, not stiff, just long spine. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Let your chin come towards your chest. We'll start some gentle, slow circles. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. And let your head go back on over towards the other shoulder. Really taking your time. Sometimes just slowing down is the most challenging aspect. If there are tight spots, rocking back and forth at the tight spots can be helpful. Arms hanging loose by the sides, shoulders disengaged as much as possible. Now let's change direction. When you finish the next circle, lift your chin to face forward. Reach out to the sides, resting your fingertips on the ground, staying long in the spine. Inhale, raise your right arm up alongside your head. Exhale, reach across to the left. Let your head go wherever your neck wants it to be. Inhale to come upright. As you exhale, come into a twist. Right hand to the floor behind you and left hand to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Let your twist unwind. Then inhale, lift your left arm. As you exhale, reach to the right. Inhale to come up. As you exhale, come into the other twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Let the twist unwind. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees and do some seated cow-cat breaths. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head go back. Exhale, draw your heart back and let your head tip forward and down. Continuing the pace of your breath. And let's make some circles as you come forward, go to one side, as you go back, go to the other. See if you can keep both cheeks on the ground, stay anchored in your seat so nobody tips over. Even a slow motion fall can hurt. And let's change direction. Take a few more. And after the next exhale, sit up. And let's shift to the lower body. Give some love to the legs, feet. Lift the leg. Let the leg be passive. Let the foot be limp. Take your opposite hand and grab your toes. You can interlace fingers and toes or just wrap your hands over the top of your toes. Slowly and gently move your foot in circles. An interesting little mental trick to ask one body part to be passive and move it around with the other. To kind of check in. Am I moving my foot using the muscles in the leg or just using my hands? And yes, there are degrees to this. It can shift around sometimes as the attention shifts. Or maybe it's easier to be passive when you aren't focusing. Let's change direction. It's just an exploration. There's no perfection to be found. There's no 100% this or that. You release those toes. Now use both arms and support the weight of your whole leg. Feel the femur hang in the hip socket, biggest joint in our bodies. And rock your leg in circles. Change direction. Let that leg down. And let's lift the other one. Grab your toes. Start those circles with your foot. Nice and slowly. Change direction. Release your toes, support the weight of the entire leg, and make those circles with your leg. And change direction. Let that leg down. Rest your hands on the floor in front of you and walk them forward. Simple, loose forward fold. Letting your neck relax and breathing into your back. Inhale, walk your hands back and lift yourself up. Take your time to come up onto your hands and knees. Reach your right foot back and press the ball of your foot against the floor. On an inhale, reach your left arm out to the side, parallel to the ground, palm facing down. On an inhale, raise your right foot, reach straight back so your legs parallel to the ground. And bend your knee, reach back. See if you can take hold of your foot or your leg. Lift your chin and your knee. Release and lower down. Take a few cow and cat breaths here. Come back to table. Reach back and press the ball of your left foot against the ground. Inhale, reach your right arm to the side. Inhale, lift your left foot and reach straight back. Bend your knee, reach your hand back and see about that bind. Release, lower down, and take a few cow and cat breaths again. After your next exhale, come back to table. And let's do feet and hand stretches. I feel like we haven't done these in some weeks. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands in towards your knees. So you come up standing on your knees with your feet engaged. And then sit back towards your heels to whatever degree is okay for you. This can cause a lot of sensation in your feet. So just regulate that for yourself. Some folks like to put a block between their ankles and sit on it, or put a block between your heels and your butt. You can always adjust the height. Me, I like to sit way low like this. This feels good to me, but just do what's right for you. And then the hand stretches, reach your left arm out in front with your palm facing up. And we'll spend one breath per finger to stretch hand, wrist, forearm. Take hold of your pinky with your right hand. Inhale, gently draw out. And exhale, draw down like that. Just to whatever degree feels okay for you. Next finger, inhale and exhale. And if you get to your thumb before I do, switch to the other hand. Do one breath for each finger on that side. And maybe you don't go as far as I'm going. Maybe you go further, whatever your body wants. Switching hands. Each body's different. Each day's different. Actually, I'm noticing as I say that, usually I'm sitting right on my heels, and I'm not sitting right on my heels. I'm kind of hovering above my heels. And that's just where my body is at today. I'm not trying to come up higher or sit lower. I'm just letting it be and seeing what happens. After that second thumb, let's tip forward onto the hands, untuck the toes, and this is the best part, I think. Tap your feet on the ground. Invigorating this counter pose. Something about that little drum solo after stretching the feet feels wonderful. We're going to step into a forward fold. You can use blocks to ease that transition. Step one foot up and then the other. And hang out, swaying, exploring whatever movement you like in your forward fold. And you could even keep the blocks if maybe things are feeling tight or the lower back is sensitive today. So hands can rest on blocks or hang in the air or drag on the ground. Sometimes it's nice to hold your elbows or clasp your hands at the base of your skull. Let your arms hug your head for some neck traction, not yanking your head, just letting the weight of the arms draw the head down and lengthen the neck some more. Inhale, lift up halfway. Press your hands to the front of your legs and feel for the crown of your head reaching forward away from your tailbone as you press your hands to your legs. So that flexing of the arms helps the spine telescope out. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach out to the sides. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades for a hug, or if you want, take eagle arms, and then reach forward and up if you're taking eagle arms. On an inhale, open up again. And as you exhale, cross the opposite way. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist to the right. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up and reach your palms up. Look up at your hands. Lift your heart. Inhale up to center. Exhale, bend to the left. Feel the length through both arms. Inhale to bring yourself upright. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale to come up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. And you can use blocks under your hands here if you like. You're going to step the right foot back to runner's lunge. And then your choice, you can either keep that back leg long like that, or you can let the right knee down and untuck the toes to do a lower, gentler lunge. So you decide, is today going to be gentle or do the more challenging, and you can change your mind anytime. You could bring your hands to your knee and let your arms help you raise your torso, or you can sweep your arms forward, use more core to stand up. If you feel wobbly, adjust your stance until you feel less wobbly, more stable. Exhale, sink forward in the hips, lower your arms. Inhale, glide back and raise your arms. And just follow your breath, whatever amount of movement feels right for you. You could always keep one or both hands on that front knee for stability. And let's twist to the right. Reach your right hand back. And you can reach your left hand forward or have it on your knee. Come through center. Reach your left hand back and reach your right hand forward or bring it to your knee. Come through center. Bring your hands down to the floor or the blocks. If the right knee's down, curl the toes under and press into your foot to lift your knee. And step the right foot forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Step the left foot back. Runner's lunge. And you decide if you're going to keep that back leg engaged or let that knee gently down and untuck the toes. When you're ready and how you like, you can lift your torso, maybe your arms. Exhale, sink forward, lower your arms. Inhale, glide back and raise your arms. Twist to the left. Come through center and twist to the right. Come through center. Bring your hands down. If you have the left knee down, curl the left toes under. Press into your foot, lift your knee, come up through runner's lunge. And step the left foot forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we'll play with some balancing. If you like to step over by your wall or some furniture to have something to reach out to support you in balancing, go ahead. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your gaze on a fixed point at eye level. Shift your weight from one leg to the other. Feet planted. Bring the weight into your left leg. Keep that knee soft. Turn your right toes to the side so your feet are perpendicular. Bring that right heel in and up onto your left ankle. So you can keep both feet on the ground. That can be your tree pose right there. Or if you want, you can bring your foot to your calf or to your thigh. No matter how high the foot goes, you want the knee to track out to the side. Opening that hip. You can start over anytime. You can change your mind anytime. You can keep pressing your hands to center for stability or explore other movements. You might aim at being still or explore lots of movements, lots of variations, binds, whatever you want. If your hands are not at your heart, bring them back there. Pivot your knee forward and let your foot down. Shake the left leg and anything else you want to shake. Maybe it's everything. Hands at your heart, shift back and forth again and reset. Let the weight come into your right leg. Turn your left toes out. Take your time to bring your heel in and up to the height that's right for this side. Whatever arm expression you want at this time. If your hands are doing something else, bring them back to your heart. Pivot your knee forward and let your foot down and shake as needed. Now let's sit down. First, extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Let your knees bend as much as they want to. Inhale, think of coming forward. Exhale, think of lowering down. Inhale, walk your hands up your legs and sit up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart. And then you can either walk your hands down your legs or rest your hands on the floor and walk them forward, or put a block here. Walk your block forward at center line. Let your neck relax. Breathe into your back. Inhale, slowly walk your hands back and raise your torso. Use your arms to nudge your legs towards each other. Bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together with a big space between your pelvis and your heels. And you can reach under your ankles or over your ankles. Walk your hands forward on the mat. Again, let your neck relax. Breathe into your back. Inhale, walk your hands back, sit up. With your feet together, bring the heels in closer to your torso. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes between your hands. Wriggle, hip the bones in the seat closer to the ground to tilt your pelvis forward and open your hips. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, nice long spine. And when that long spine isn't tipping forward anymore, let it round, let your head hang, and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees, nudge your knees towards each other so the soles of your feet come to rest on the mat. Bring your hands behind you, scoot your butt towards your heels. Take your time coming down onto your forearms, and then gently down onto your backs. Feet hip width apart, heels close to your butt. If you like, place a block between your knees. Press into your feet. Inhale, raise your hips to bridge pose. For a deeper heart opener, if you want, clasp your hands, reach towards your heels, draw your shoulder blades in. If you're doing that bind with your hands, release it. Exhale, let your hips down. Float up and down for a minute at your own pace. And let's come to supported bridge. Pause with your hips raised. Place a prop at the base of your spine. Settle down onto it. Inhale, lift your hips. Take out the prop you've been resting on. Exhale, lower your hips. Just pause. Move the props out of the way. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock and roll to massage your back against the ground. Reach your arms out to the sides, palms up. Real simple twist. The closer your knees come to your torso, the deeper the twist feels. So you decide how that is going to be for you. Let your legs go to the right and turn your head to the left. Trying to keep shoulders grounded as we twist and let the breath wring us out. Take your time to come up through center and just keep going so the movement carries you into the other twist. Come up to center. Reach your feet up. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. When you feel complete, make your way to your final resting pose. As you get comfortable, you can close your eyes if you want. Focus as you like on your breath or on something else. Or let go of any need to focus on anything in particular. Start to find some deeper breath. and move around. Letting your movements go bigger and bigger. Take your time when you're ready to sit yourself up. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank you for gathering to share practice today. The light within me sees and bows to that same light within each of you. Namaste.